Hello, my name is Daniel. Today we're reading WOLFIE'S Secret by Nicola Senior. So get comfy and I'll begin. Wolfie was no ordinary wolf. He was a wolf with a secret. He was a wolf who loved baking. Wolfie dreamed of becoming a famous baker. He fantasized about writing his own cookery books. He was desperate to have his own TV show. But everyone knows wolves are meant to be growly, fierce, and mean. They're not supposed to enjoy icing buns or sprinkling hundreds and thousands onto fairy cakes. So Wolfie was careful to keep his baking a secret. Wolfie had tried huffing and puffing. He always pretended he wanted to eat grandmas and little boys and girls. Wolfie even had a checklist to remind him how wolves are supposed to behave. Wolfie just wasn't very good at any of it. Number 1, act tough. Number 2, snarl teeth. Rrr. Number 3, scare little girls and pigs. And number 4, eat grandmas. Gulp. One day, Wolfie decided to test a new recipe. He drew his curtains and set to work. He whisked up the batter, he poured it into the tin. He popped the cake in the oven. His kitchen soon filled with a scrumptious aroma. He hummed happily. Now it so happened there were 3 little pigs, Jones, Frank and Marlowe, right outside Wolfie's window at that very moment. They were looking for a good spot to build a new home. Jones, the smallest pig, was worried. "We can't build our house here," he said. "A wolf lives next door. He'll surely huff and puff and blow our house down." But just as Jones said these words, the pigs heard a humming sound, and they smelled something delicious. Chocolate cake. Everyone knows that chocolate cake is a pig's favourite food. The pigs crept up to Wolfie's window, and they were astonished by what they saw. A wolf in a pinny, cooking? Why wasn't he sharpening his claws or huffing and puffing? "A wolf baking cakes? Whatever next?" squealed Frank, the oldest pig. "Sewing? Painting? Knitting?" This wasn't how a wolf should behave. Wolfie wasn't a proper wolf. He wasn't scary. The world must know. The 3 little pigs started watching Wolfie's every move. They followed him. They took photographs. They noted down his recipes. Finally, they had all the proof they needed. They took the photographs to the local newspaper. Poor Wolfie had no idea any of this was going on. He'd been too busy creating a recipe for a brand new cake. The cake was a celebration of grandmas everywhere. Grandma's delight. Lots and lots of hot buttered toast and tea. Cake and icing and jam and cream. An oversized hand-knitted jumper or 2. Comfy chairs for cuddles. Hugs, of course. So it came as quite a shock when his world was turned upside down. It was Saturday morning. Wolfie had just taken a batch of fairy cakes out of the oven and was now sitting enjoying a cup of tea. He picked up the newspaper and almost choked in shock. "Wolf in cake baking scandal," said the headline. His secret was out. Wolfie jumped up, closed the curtains, and hid in bed. The next day, Wolfie didn't even turn on his oven. He spent the whole day in his armchair worrying. Now everyone knew he wasn't a proper wolf. Then he heard a funny sound. It was the sound of something hitting the doormat, lots of things. Wolfie trotted to the front door and couldn't believe his eyes. There was an enormous pile of letters on the doormat. He fearfully opened an envelope and began to read. Dear Wolfie, I am writing to tell you how delicious I found your recipe for scones. All my friends say they are the best I've ever made. I've enclosed a picture of them. I wanted to ask if you have any more recipes. Yours sincerely, Mr. Tooks. The letter congratulated him on being an excellent baker. He opened up another and another. Every single letter was full of praise for him. At the bottom of the pile was a large brown envelope. Dear Mr. Wolf, I want to apologize for exposing you as a cake-baking fraud. It was very unkind of us to do that without your permission, and I am sorry for the upset we caused. I also wanted to write to you because we have been inundated with letters from our readers. They want more recipes. If you could forgive us, I would like to offer you a job writing a weekly recipe column for the newspaper. Yours hopefully, Mr. P. Ensel, Editor. Wolfie was amazed. No one was laughing at him. They all admired him. Just as he thought the day couldn't get any better, there was a knock at the door. In front of him were 3 little pigs, looking rather sheepish. "We have a present for you," said Marlowe. "It's a cake mixer," said Jones. "So you can bake more easily," finished Frank. Wolfie didn't know what to say, but he knew exactly what to do. He invited the 3 pigs inside. Wolfie showed Marlowe how to crack an egg. He helped Frank cream the butter. He let Jones stir in the milk. Ding went the oven. The scones were ready, and the happy baking wolf and the 3 little pigs sat down for a lovely tea. Thanks for listening. See you next time.